Okay, so let's talk about how this project is going to be graded. Well, first of all, let's talk about what it should look like at the end. It's going to be a booklet. Use A4 page. If you can use different size, but I recommend A4. White paper is absolutely fine. You can add your own colored bits if you wish. You can design it in any way you want, as long as you answer all the questions. It's important that you communicate your workings really well, so nice, neat layout, make it tidy, headings, put in some varied forms of representation, so maybe some diagrams. Can you do a graph? Can you put your results in a table? Are there any formulas you use? Maybe probably not use any formulas. Maybe for a currency exchange you did. And remember to always describe the steps you took for any of the mathematical parts. Okay, I will provide a cover page and I'll show you that at the end. You do not need to print that out. I will be giving it to you. You can make your own cover page if you wish, but I'll still be putting that over the front of it, the one at the end of this document. So what's an actual, what's the rubric? What are we marking on? So you can see it's broken up. 50% is for real life application and 50% is for communication. So all of these are already contained in the questions. So for communication, you're using the appropriate mathematical language. So so you're using, anytime you describe something, it makes sense mathematically. Use different forms of representation. So try and use at least one more than just writing. So some type of diagram, table, graph. Move effectively between those. So how you lay it out, are you describing what's in the graph, table, formula, diagram? Why did you draw it? Communicate lines of reasoning that are complete and coherent. So does it all make sense step by step throughout the whole thing? And is there anything that's confusing for me when I'm marking it, or is it all very clear and makes sense? So that's just about how you lay out the whole thing and present your work in an organized, logical structure. And that's the same kind of as above, that the whole thing makes sense from start to finish and is in order, and all your answers are very clear and all your methods are very clear. And of course, you must have your methods correct and your answers correct. There's not always one right answer to some of these questions. So for the real life application, that's this section here, the student is able to identify elements of the real life situation. There's a couple of questions there that will be marked off this, and you can probably, anything that says real life, what will happen in real life, would this happen in real life? Usually the questions that have after them, you can research. Explain the degree of accuracy to solutions. There's two questions that mention accuracy, and they will be the main part of that grade. So accuracy, and you can see those questions. So are your answers perfectly accurate? Think about in real life what would happen. Can any disasters happen, or when people save, is it always the same amount each time? So maybe you can ask people at home. And then explain where the solution makes sense. Okay, so there's a question or two that will help you with that. So it's about how you deal with the real life parts of this task, how you describe what could happen in real life, what does happen in real life with savings, foreign exchange, best buys, buying in bulk, all these things, how you deal with it, how you show your answers. Do you have examples? Have you done research? Have you compared and contrasted? So anytime you're comparing and contrast, of course, you can use tables or graphs, which would be part of the communication task as well. So it's all linked together. Basically, just answer all the questions to the best of your ability and you'll cover all these. You don't have to do anything outside the questions. Here's a look at the cover page. You can just, I will give this to you. All you need to do is put your name here. If you want, you can say which PC or group you're in, A or B. Do not fill out either of these two grades. They're from me. And make sure you make all your answers clear and all your methods clear, all your working out clear. Do some research, discuss the problems, explain all your answers, make it nice and neat, and then you'll be absolutely fine. Just answer all the questions.